Hello guys and welcome to a very special episode of Stories, the True and the Fictional. Sadly Ryan is not with us today, but I've made up for it with a wonderful bunch of Christmas hat-wearing people. So let's before I bring them in, let's do the promo thing first. We do have sponsors, Rebecca Castles and Martin Kern, so please check out their stuff. Their links are down in the show notes. They are great people, great authors, and they've been with us for quite a while. But now let's get into it. We have not all, but some of the Wayne Novelist Guild. So let's go around the room. We've had Cyndi on before. Cyndi, welcome back.
Hi. I'm Cyndi Brec. I'm one of the authors. Stranger Than Fiction is a story that I wrote. It's a fantasy kind of like mystery elements. But that's just who I am. I like mystery and I'm fantasy and everything like that. So anyhow.
Well, welcome. We're gonna learn all about this wonderful guild that you've. Are you one of the? Who's the founding member actually? Who's the founder, or the co-founder, or the? Who brought it together?
Actually,
Good question.
some of us have been together since 2011.
Yeah, even before then, because it was over at the Wayne Center for the Arts, and we just kind of piped in. I'm not sure who is the one that's been. I might have been the oldest one. I'm not the oldest. No. In fact, I'm very young. I'm a minor, and but anyway, we've been around for quite a while. And we do have a facilitator, and right now the facilitator is Chrissy.
Oh, okay.
So.
CEO of the guild.
Yeah.
Well, John, you spoke. Do you want to tell our listeners a little bit about yourself?
Real briefly. I write science fiction, fantasy / historical. So how do you get historical and science fiction together? That's like what? Those are two different things. You got past and future. But what happens when time travelers lose their tools? So that's the kind of the impetus for the Shadows of Time series that I'm writing, and we go from there.
Awesome. And guys, we did do an episode with John before, so go check that out. I'll probably put it down in the show notes, or you can just Google John Newton and it'll come up. Let's slide over to R.W. Schultz. Very festive. He was dancing before we hit record. Welcome to the show. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, hi. I'm one of the authors for the book as well. I've been with the guild for, probably over 10 years now. It's been a lot of fun. I also write sci-fi. I do a little bit more adventure, a little bit more down to earth, so they don't go up into space at all. But I really love the adventure genre, good speculative fiction. I've been currently working on a book that's going to be a trilogy, and I've been working on it for several years, and I keep telling myself this is going to be the year. And you know what? I think next year is going to be the year we finally get this thing's published. It's gone through several revisions, and this group has actually helped me a lot on that journey. And there have been several times where I was like, all right, we're ready to go. And then I was like, well, maybe pump the brakes on that one a little bit. So it's writing's a journey, as we all know here, but I'm excited to get it out there.
Awesome. And I will say, the offer stands to all of you guys to come on the show when you've got a book to plug or you just want to hang out and chat. It's a lot easier when there's one person. Let's move on to Carrie. Welcome to the show. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Carrie Harder. I go by Carrie Harder I wrote a Regency romance. And then I go by Carrie Sowers, which is my maiden name, for kids' books, which I've gotten into lately. So I'm doing a series of kids' books and got sort of addicted to them. So I moved away from the romance for a while.
Awesome. And Christina, welcome to the show.
Hi, I'm Christy Hartman. I write contemporary Western romances. I also write short stories that are mystery, suspense, twisted endings, justified revenge, I call them. Anyways, I'm the facilitator of the Wayne Novelist Group, and the book we did put together is called Holidays in the Heartland, Ohio Christmas Tales, that nobody else seemed to want to mention, but that's the name of the book. Anyways, so I keep these group of writers all in line with my imaginary whip, so.
Have you got all their addresses?
Oh, yeah.
Do you track their phones?
Not do that, but I will dox them if I have to. So.
Yikes.
Awesome. Well,
which I haven't had to yet. So
okay. Give it time. There's always next Christmas.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, guys. Now, we normally have a load of icebreaker questions, but we're just going to have 2. So we'll go around the room again. And I just want to know, what's your go-to Christmas movie? We'll start with you, Cyndi.
Miracle on 34th Street. I like the old black and white classics. I like things that are heartfelt, movies that impact emotion. And that's one of my go-to movies. I absolutely love it. And before anybody says anything, do not ask me if Die Hard is a Christmas movie, because I am just going to say that I sit on the fence with that one. So yes, there's Christmas elements, there's Christmas trees, it's a Christmas setting in some aspect, but boy, there's a lot of boom, boom, boom. But anyhow.
Yeah, no, it's funny because we've been doing all these Christmas episodes, and we do what's your Mount Rushmore of Christmas movies? So you choose 4, and every single one's had Die Hard on it. So I think it's a...
Oh, wow. Every one of them.
Every one.
The only thing I ask is that nobody makes me watch Home Alone at Christmas.
Really? Why is that? Is it?
I had to sit one year 11 times through it.
Oh, okay, so it's one of those.
One
it's like
season.
Yeah, it's like me with when I was in school. Cool Runnings was, if it was raining, you'd watch Cool Runnings, like
really
instead of sport. Because you got to watch a sport, and it was that. I'm going like, it was good the first couple of times, but then it's just over and over.
You're dead, man.
Yeah, and you're just like, oh, can you settle down a bit? All right, John, what's yours? What's your go-to?
It's funny that she mentioned Die Hard, because I have a YouTube channel, and we did a review on Die Hard as like a Christmas story, and I put it out there, because I don't think it really is. It just happened during Christmas, right?
Yeah.
And so I put a poll out there on YouTube to find out what people thought, and sure enough, it was like I'm pretty sure it was like the top. It said, "Yes, this is Christmas." And what? It just happened during that time. Whatever. So I would say I'm going to go from Cyndi's classic black and white to Scrooged, 1988, Bill Murray.
Oh,
it's a toaster. So there's so many memes that are come out of there, and I don't know. It's almost a bit of a spoof of the Christmas. It's like a cross between A Christmas Carol and Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Oh, is that Bill Murray?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I saw it advertised, but I've not seen it. Should I watch it?
And not with your kids, but yes.
Okay.
It is Bill Murray.
It is Bill Murray.
Yes.
Yeah, that was on our last guest's icebreaker. His Mount Rushmore. He had Scrooge on there, so it is a popular one. What about you, R.W. Schultz? What's yours?
Yes. So, I have a number of them, but probably the one that's lasted the longest, right from when it was released to almost consistently every year, is the Santa Claus, with Tim Allen. It's a fun one. It's got a really good score, and just real fun characters and easy to follow story, and Tim just makes for a really fun Santa Claus.
Yeah. And
he's a great actor.
Have you seen there's a series now?
Yes.
Yeah. I think it's 2 seasons or something. That's a bit weird to do.
I know. I think we watched the first season with some hopes, and was kind of like, it's okay, and they kind of like didn't follow up on it.
Yeah. Cool. All right. What about you, Carrie? What's your Christmas movie?
Well, I'll make a long story longer. It used to be It's a Wonderful Life. Never missed it. Every year would watch that. But I would say the last couple years, well, probably 10 years. Time flies. It would be a tie between while you were sleeping and the holiday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Awesome. What about you, Christina? What's your Christmas movie?
Well, I do think Die Hard is a Christmas movie. So, that's not my favorite one. But I like what is it? The Muppets Christmas Carol.
Oh,
Yes.
oh, I forgot about that one.
And A Christmas Story. Is it A Christmas Story?
Yeah.
Yes.
Where it's based in Cleveland?
Real, shoot your eye out.
Yeah. Yep. That.
Awesome.
My husband
Oh, my wife.
we watch that one every year together. So
Is
My
this when
my
I
wife
admit?
absolutely hates that one. We'll the kids will threaten to put it on just to drive her nuts. So I don't know what.
Is this when I
Yeah.
admit that I have
Guys-
never seen Die Hard?
I
I've never
saw it
watched Die
recently
Hard.
myself.
Is
Right.
that is that one, Chris, you were talking about the one with that kid wears that pink outfit and he sticks his tongue on a pole when
Yes.
it's wet and it freezes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lots of random stuff
That
That
happens.
is a
in
good
it.
one.
it's all about
He
getting
could
the
shoot his
beat.
eye out.
Yes,
No, he
I
did
thought
not.
he did.
He thought he did.
Awesome. All right. So the second question
But
is the ghost of Christmas past pays you a visit and offers to take you back to relive any moment of your life. We're looking for something heartfelt. We're looking for that festive, warm hallmark feeling, a part of your life that you would love to relive again. Not to do over, but just to relive an experience.
Oh, okay.
That's what we're going for. So, Cyndi?
Man, I get under the bus first. Dang.
Oh, unless anyone else wants to go first. It's just easier. I can count who's been.
Yeah. I would have to say to be back with my grandparents at their house. They always had the heartfelt way of making sure that Christmas was on the emphasis of Christ, but it was also meant for fellowship, family time.
Yeah.
It wasn't just, unwrap the Christmas gifts. It was their tradition of, you couldn't come downstairs until, a certain thing happened, which was my grandfather, had the blueberry pancakes ready. You couldn't come downstairs unless you were still in your pajamas, because we always wanted to get dressed and go out and play in the snow, but no, you had to stay in your pajamas and come down. But it was a lot of family time. They knew how to keep things simple and not materialistic, and just be with each other, laugh. And it was it was like a whole weekend of just nothing but laughter and family games. And now it's like everybody's running from one place to another place.
Yeah.
So nope, that's what I would like to relive and everything.
Awesome. What about you, John? Where are you going?
You know what? I think I'm with Cyndi on this one.
Are you going to her grandparents' place?
Yeah, her
You
grandparents,
guys, siblings?
my own grandparents.
Yeah.
Oh, your own. Okay.
But I'm gonna put a little bit of a twist on it and say, if I can go back, I'm gonna take my wife and my kids with me.
Ooh.
What?
Okay.
So yeah,
You
and I'm
changed
still
the
a kid
rules.
though. Yeah, everybody's 10 years old again or something like that. Everybody together. That'd be fun. And take a present already pre-wrapped for my grandparents, based on what I know about them.
Awesome. Just don't make it an iPhone, because I'll be like, what's this?
Wouldn't connect.
Yeah.
What if time travelers lost their tools?
That's right. There's no
Awesome.
internet. It's broken.
All right. What about you, R.W. Schultz? Where are you going? What are you reliving?
Yeah, that's a hard one to not do. I can think of a similar situation where I have a fairly large family, and the cousins would gather together up in Grafton, and we were kind of away from the most of my cousins, and so we would kind of head up there for the whole day, and we would go around to people's houses and see their trees and kind of talk with them. And then that evening, we would kind of all gather at someone's house. And we were young, we were very excited. We kept trying to figure out which of the family members was going to be Santa Claus, because we were smart enough to know that,
Yeah.
like, okay, this isn't the real Santa. So we were trying to figure out, okay, who's here and who's not here,
Yeah.
and which one's Santa Claus, and we would play games and run around the basement, and it just was an incredibly festive time. And I'm sure nostalgia has a big part of that, but I do think that those were some pretty magical times.
Awesome. I'm sensing a theme here. Are you going to jump on the bandwagon, Carrie?
No, I'm not going to go that far back. I'd probably go back about 15 years or so, when all my kids were younger and we were all here, and we had special stuff that our kids would do too. And my oldest son, when he got older in the teenage years, everybody had to come down at the same time. And so they'd all be waiting for him to get up out of bed. They'd be at the top of the steps, just sitting there waiting for him to get up. So yeah, I would like to have my kids young again. I miss that.
Mm.
My youngest is 21 now, so
Oh.
Oh, that's still young. Jeez.
well, that's my youngest. So, but yeah, I miss those days.
Yeah. Lovely. All right, last one. What have you got for us?
Well, I'll be exact. Mine would be December 25th of 1995.
Wow.
Because it was the last time I could actually see a Christmas.
Oh.
Mic drop.
Yeah.
I'm glad we didn't start with that one.
Even
Awesome.
glad that I went. Geez, that tear jerk.
Well, thank you for answering the questions, guys, because that was very festive and it's very Christmassy. So now we're going to get into your book. So who had the idea? Is there someone who had the idea, or was it a collective idea? How did this book come about?
Nobody.
I think we all.
Christy, you had the idea.
I
Christy.
think. Well, I think we all had a kind of an idea of talked about throwing together something.
Yeah, I remember talking about it as a group.
To do an anthology all together, but I came up with pretty much the idea of a Christmas one.
And Ohio.
Yeah.
You know, we needed the theme. So
Yeah. And
you know,
how much notice? How much notice did you give? Like, you're like going like, we've got a book coming out. Oh, it's Christmas in 2 months, guys. Come on. Or,
Maybe initially.
it was close to. I think we started to talk about it in August, and then finally in November we started throwing our stories together, and had to have them all done by April of the following year, so we could get it out this year.
Yeah. And was there a limit on the length that everyone had? And did anyone go over that length?
I think we had 10,000 words, wasn't it?
Yeah. Nobody went
Did
over.
anybody go? Yeah, I didn't think so.
Here, I mean, Linda got into like the 8,000 range or something like that. Tinsel Touch, that's a beautiful story. But I don't think, Chrissy, you probably got close to 10,000, didn't you?
There's more like 8,000, 9,000.
Yeah, you and
words.
Linda. You and Linda were the longest, I think. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll bring up the cover
What?
so we can have a look. So, who is the mind behind the cover, the artist behind the cover? How did the cover come to be?
That was real fun.
Yes, it was.
Well, we had everybody was to submit their ideas, you know, pictures, whatever, and stuff, and it got so. I would like to say it got so. how do I want to say, disorganized. We couldn't agree on anything. And I just put my foot down as the facilitator, project manager, do this, and this.
Yeah.
So we came up with the picture that way.
Yeah.
So
Well, it looks very Christmassy. I look at it and I go, "That's a Christmas book."
I
So
think there was some back and forth in terms of wanting to make sure it wasn't just Christmas, that it needed to be also more,
like holidays.
yeah.
yeah. And because it was covering just more than that, there was also Hanukkah in there too. So we had to be careful with that with the colors. And with that goes any kind of symbology. So that narrows it down too.
plus
But we
wanted
did get
to-
a bird in there.
Well, it's the cardinal, which is the Ohio State bird.
There you go.
So
Yeah,
we
but
wanted
even
to-
Chrissy, you went into even the color of the gray and the blue as emphasis on.
yeah, no, it's the blue and the white and the silver.
Yeah.
Those are traditional Hanukkah colors from my research that I did. So I wanted to make sure those were in there because we do have a member who is Jewish in the group that wrote a story.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah,
All right.
but
Well,
it was a group effort. I certainly couldn't see the picture to see if it looked good enough.
A funny thing is, Jamie, you should know this, that you get to be on speed dial with Chrissy. So Chrissy would send Carrie and I examples of pictures and stuff like this. What about this? What about this? And so it was a lot of neat collaboration, but a lot of behind the stuff was John and definitely Carrie and Chrissy. They did a lot of it outside our stories.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's go around the room and pitch your story. Tell us a little bit about your story. You don't have to get spoilers, but just entice the readers, entice the listeners to want to read. So, we're going to start with Cyndi again. I'm going to put you on the spot. What's your story?
Well, first I'd like to say I like fantasy. I like romance, and I definitely like mystery, especially like National Treasure, that kind of stuff. But I couldn't do that. So I tried to take components of my actual Theron's world that I wrote and kind of make a short story out of that. So I used my main character from the Theron's series, Kelly, and I put in the mythical creature that I have in there. And I just kind of created a story around what was going on. But I wanted it kind of enticing for the reader, but yet not out there. So Callie is trying to figure things out. She doesn't understand what's going on. Things are disappearing. The elf on the shelf keeps showing up in the refrigerator, or he'd show up other places. The dog would act bizarre and Christmas bulbs would come around. Now, keep in mind here, I did not follow the traditional pattern of Christmas because I put mine Christmas in July.
Oh.
And so I centered it around something that Worcester, Ohio does in July. And so I just tried to have fun with it, but Callie's on a quest trying to get answers and stuff like this. And all these bizarre things happen. But I just tried to draw the reader in with something that was fun, engaging, yet use my same characters in this story from the Therons and just kind of go from there. But ultimately, my character Callie thinks something's going on wrong with Gramps. Gramps thinks he's losing it. Of course, they go to the doctors. He's not losing it, but still there's bizarre things happening. And I just think it's fun. It's just an energetic way to have a good time and stuff in a book and not have it quote so normal. So, but anyhow, that's what I ended up doing with this book's short story.
That's a really good way to get people to get into your book, because they may come across this book and they go, "Oh, who are these characters? Oh, wait, you can learn more about these characters in my series." It's a really, really good way to pull people in.
Well, and it takes place between book 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So you get more of a flavor of, okay, well, this creature has powers, what's going on, but yet, it just kind of hopefully draws the readers in and stuff like that to the series and stuff like that. I just love the fact that you you don't get a straightforward answer. There's a lot of mystery behind things. She's wondering what's going on. Why is this happening? Is she losing it now? Because why is there an elf on a shelf in a refrigerator? I mean, just weird things. So
Yeah. Well, there's a shelf in the fridge.
Yeah.
All right,
That counts.
John, what's your story? Does it involve time travel?
No time travel in this, believe it or not. So but it is historical. One thing I did want to point out before we get too much further is that the criteria for doing the short stories. And guys, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but it was to be in the state of Ohio and also winter holiday centered. So Christmas, Hanukkah, that type of thing.
Yep.
So it had to do something with that. Am I correct, guys, in remembering that? Okay.
Sounds good.
So with that in mind, out of grief, a light was kindled, and a tradition was born. The title is Light of Cleveland. It's a historical short story about grief, faith, and the power of symbols. After losing their daughter in 1850s Cleveland during a deadly, frigid winter, a German immigrant and scholar and his wife find an unexpected healing with their church debates on introducing the first Christmas tree. What begins as a theological dispute becomes a moment where private sorrow gives way to public hope, showing how light, once kindled, can transform both community and history itself. In a world where... No, just kidding.
In a world.
You need that. I don't have that deep voice. You need to have...
The first Christmas tree.
That's right. That's right. So this actually did happen. There was it may not have actually been the first publicly displayed Christmas tree in America. There's all sorts of disputes. Everybody makes their claims and stuff like this. But it does have a claim to this. There's actually a plaque where that church used to be in Cleveland, where it says the first Christmas tree in America publicly lighted and displayed in a church during a Christmas service. So with all those caveats, maybe you can say, okay, well, that was the first for this. And so it does bring up some of the debate. Was this pagan, whatever, that's in there. But the main focus is this family that lost a daughter and then has hope after that deep grief afterwards. And there is light there. So it's the idea. Nice and warm story.
Yeah. And I mean, the plaque says first publicly displayed tree, right? So a guy named Steve could have one down the road first, just not publicly. Yeah.
That's right.
So that's usually the way that happens. All right. R.W. Schultz, what's your story? Is it magical?
It is magical. I did a story. It's called Sleigh Watch, and this was a very interesting writing prompt for me. I have mostly focused, probably exclusively on my novel that I've been working with, and I've been kind of so lasered in on it. I really haven't done any other stories besides that. And so this short story was an opportunity to kind of branch out and to kind of finally try storytelling kind of from afresh. And it was very nice to have that because I've been so focused on the other one. And so I took the Santa story that has a lot of existing lore in terms of Santa and the elves and the reindeer and going to all the different houses. And I just kind of expanded upon it. And so when I would do world building in my, adventure sci-fi novel, I would have to do all this establishing work and introduce these things. But this was so nice because I was like, oh, a lot of people already know about a lot of the things that Santa does and elves, and I didn't have to do a lot of groundwork for that. And so I was able to kind of run with an existing world, and it was very refreshing. The story basically takes place with the elves, and they're preparing for Santa to be able to deliver presents on Christmas Eve. And it's kind of more of almost like a thriller, kind of like a political thriller, espionage type, where almost like secret agents. These elves are kind of on the streets and they're prepping the houses so Santa can deliver the presents efficiently. And it's I didn't realize it at the time, but there's a similar series called Prep and Landing, which I think Disney did. That I realized like, oh, that actually this maybe had kind of been done before a little bit. But if you want to compare the two, this one takes it a little bit more seriously, and the characters are a little bit more fleshed out and a little less cartoonish and a little bit more grounded, but still a lot of humor in there and a lot of like play off of the whole holiday season and the terminology and it was a lot of fun, and antics occur, stuff goes wrong, and I had a lot of fun with the elves, and they took it very seriously, Christmas Eve and making sure Santa Claus is all right, delivering the presents. So
I've just in my head I've got gritty. They're not gritty elves. They're like, we've got to help Santa. You know,
a little bit, yeah. Well, some of them are, like some of them take their job a lot more seriously than others, and some of them more traditional elves, and you kind of have that clash, with the personality. So I think I had fun with that.
Where's the presents?
Yeah.
I'm intrigued. So far, that's the one selling me the most, guys. Come on, pick it up.
No. I definitely leaned into the Christmas theme, maybe the most. I don't know. I'd be curious. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
And Linda, you guys really did. I mean, quite a few of you guys really leaned into the Christmas thing, but definitely has a strong espionage flavor. Your story does.
I'm intrigued. Let's just say that.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. Let me know.
Are you going to do a full novel?
Well, it's funny. It's funny. The writers here were telling me that I need to make some more stories like this, and I think what it really is they're just kind of tired of hearing my novel I've been working on for over a decade over and over again. It's like, Ryan, yeah, it's good time to move on, let's try something else here.
Yeah.
So there could be something like I was thinking maybe it's another Christmas night, there's a sequel, maybe it's Easter, maybe it's something for there's some type of elves for the bunny, I don't know, something with St. Patrick's Day. There's stuff out there.
What do the elves do at Easter,
I know. Well, yeah, that's a good question. Maybe that's the thing. They're more hidden. They're less upfront.
Maybe it's their wives. All the chicks get together.
Yeah. Oh, well, there is that outlandish movie, Fat Man, with Mel Gibson, where the elves are hired out to the U.S. military to build like fighter jets or something.
Really?
Yeah, it's the most random. It's like, it's not as crazy as Die Hard, but it's literally it's about Santa, and he gives this kid Cole for Christmas, and the kid hires a hitman to kill Santa. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it's funny. It's played dead serious, dead straight, and you got the elves. Santa's on hard times, can't afford to pay the rent or whatever, and he hires the elves out to the U.S. military. I'm going, this is hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
It's called Fat Man.
Okay. That kind of sounds similar.
It's a little B-grady.
So is mine.
Would have never guessed.
Yeah. I just love random stuff like that. But I'm assuming your story's not like that, Kerry. What's your story?
Oh, my story's nothing like that.
It's true.
Well, originally, actually, they don't even know this part. I had started another story that I was going to do, a fun one about a mom that wanted to make the perfect Christmas and all the things that could go wrong and things like that. And just wasn't coming. And then I sat down and started writing this one, and it just came right out, And it's a story about a woman who had lost her husband about a year before that. And her dealing with that grief on that Christmas, and a dog that came into her life and changed it. Put it that way. So, yeah, I was a little bit on the sad side, but I guess it was a happy ending.
Yeah, well, you gotta have a variety.
So, yeah.
You all can't tell the same story.
No, and it just wasn't coming out. So you have to go with what comes out. The muse was not trying to be, was not funny at the moment. I
Yeah.
guess so.
And a lot of her stuff is, especially her children's books. So yeah, that says a lot.
Yeah, I sort of did a 180 on that one.
180. Yeah.
I don't think I'm not usually one to write sad stories, but I guess.
Well, it's good to try different things. My first book was about the Emu War, which is hilarious. Now everything is just progressively getting darker,
Oh,
Yeah.
So it's here's funny stuff, and then it's just like, now I want to play with other emotions, but everyone keeps going
Yeah.
back and buying the Emu book. Oh, drives me insane. All right, Chrissy, what's your story?
Okay, mine is called Mistletoe Kisses. It's I wrote it to go along with my contemporary Western series because I have 3 other short stories, actually 4 other short stories that go with it. It'll be coming out in an anthology next year, and a seasonal anthology, so one for each season. But it's basically about second chances and a cowboy wanting to get a second chance with his girlfriend that he doesn't know lost her eyesight when she left him. So he finds her in Ohio, and they, have to deal with that. So it has a happy ending. So and everything, but a lot of people have been wanting me to write something with a blind character. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to dedicate a whole novel to a blind character, but I'll do a short story. So.
And hers is funny. It's not sad.
Yeah, it's not sad. No.
Awesome. Bit of a rom-com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. More on the cowboy part, though. So.
Well, does someone want to tell us of the other stories that are in there, the other people that couldn't make it? Do you want to share a bit about their stories?
Who knows about the other stories?
Got the book. I made sure I had the book.
Oh, all right. Go ahead and give us the synopsis.
Give us a synopsis.
Mine are all
Yeah. Max had an interesting story, but I don't remember all of it. We did
His is
so
almost like-
much work that it's like little pieces of each one, like Linda's tinsel touched, and Ruth had a really heartwarming one about a town that comes together to a town that comes together to help everybody and stuff like that during a difficult time. Chrissy probably and Carrie know the most because they read a lot of them.
Yeah.
Well,
Max's was. Go ahead.
Judy had the story about the abandoned cottage, and it was a little cottage that, of course, was abandoned, but some homeless
Critters.
Misfits, took to it and became a little community in it and everything.
Yeah,
so.
hers was like a kid's story, right? Yeah. Max's was interesting. His kind of reminded me almost like a little bit like Christmas Carol. Like there was some kind of spooky stuff in there a little bit. I won't spoil it.
Little Twilight-ish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
There you didn't have any vampires in there.
Twilight on the train.
And he does his historical novels. So his was it like World War II or post World War II?
Yeah, it was based on an actual true story of a train wreck that happened in Ohio.
Yeah.
So it was
On
interesting.
On Christmas Eve.
Yeah, it had soldiers coming home from the war on it.
I think it was the Golden Flyer, or something like that.
Yeah.
The name of the train.
Yeah. But it was good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
So the book basically has your fantasy, your romance, your historical genres in it and everything, and there's something in there for everybody.
Yeah, because Linda's was a romance too, and bunch of it's sort of neat because it's not one thing. It's not like, oh, these are all romance ones, or this is all, Hallmark movie ones, or, this
or
is
all
not
sad
all
stories. Yeah.
historical, or, whatever. It did a little bit of everything, and it's sort of neat to have all those in one book.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Do you think there'll be a volume 2 at some point?
Well, me and Chrissy did all the formatting, kind of like putting stuff together, making sure it was all formatted right, and we need a little break for a little bit. We said maybe not next but the next year. But
I wonder if the next one would be a different theme.
Oh yeah, it will be.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to do the same exact thing. So we'll have different parameters.
Yeah.
So
yeah, just not Valentine's Day, all right, guys. That's my
That's gonna be all romance.
That's what it was going to be. We're going to surprise you all.
No!
Oh, you could write a story about Cupid.
It was. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I've done 3. I've had the pleasure of doing 3 anthologies, and I would have to say this is the one that I liked to do the most. It wasn't just because it was our friends, that some of us have known each other 2 years or almost 15 years, but it was about that we had a setting. We kind of had Ohio, but it didn't have to be just a love story. It didn't have to be a happily ever after. It got to be what was mood driven for us as writers, and yet we could stay in our genre. We didn't have somebody like pigeonholing us like this or something like this, because I went kind of against the vibe, I guess, and did mine in July, but it still had Christmas ornaments. It still had that kind of stuff in, but this was the most interesting, and I have to say it's the one that stands out the most. I think a lot of the ones I've done with other people are great, but when I've looked at other books, anthologies and stuff like that, on the back of the books, when you look at the blurb, you get like a personality of what's in that book, an essence of who the authors are. It's not just, it wasn't just names that were put on there. It was just like, it was like a whole emphasis put on each story. I mean, it wasn't just thrown together. It was a lot of heart between like John doing a bunch of work and Chris and Carrie. I mean, they were together all the time. And a lot of the times when they were together, it was like they were laughing and stuff. But we got to do what we wanted to do in our own lane. At the same time, it meshed together. Yeah, it was frustrating and stuff like that. Sometimes people had to be whipped into stay in their lane and stuff. But when I go to look at this back and I look at the essence of the heart that was put on the back of the blurb, that is where I love it, because I go pick up other anthologies and sometimes you have to open them up to know what's in there, because they don't really have something on the back. This one does,
One thing that
open up and show the illustrations in there. I think that Ryan did a really good job for each of the short stories capturing the essence that's there.
I was wondering.
And so, you should get some glory.
There's a picture.
There's Play Watch.
Yeah, I think Chrissy, Chrissy, you had the idea, didn't you, Carrie or somebody, to really put make sure each heading of each section was a chapter. Chris, am I correct? You want to expand on that?
Yeah, I mean, each story had its, became its own chapter, and we wanted to make sure that, everybody got the little blurb on there, and then the picture to give you an idea of kind of like what we were talking about for the story and stuff, a little symbol of the story, because I believe mine's a snowman. We tried to get them. Are they colored in the book?
No, they're
No.
not colored,
No.
black and white, but
Yeah, we
there's
tried
a
to
lot
get
of
them.
emphasis.
We tried to get them colored for the book, but
Costs
that
a
didn't
lot more.
work. Yeah, it didn't work out.
So.
The printing prices were extraordinarily high and everything to do that. So
One
we
of the
just
things that Chrissy had to beat us all into submission, she threatened us with if we did not get our author bios in, she was going to have AI write it for us. She couldn't guarantee anything.
A really sloppy prompt.
What she was going to put in, she wasn't going to tell us what she was putting in as a prompt, so we didn't know what we were going to end up with.
okay, so I organized the book, put all the chapters in where I wanted it and all the other stuff. John formatted it. Carrie, she formatted it too and proofread it for the most part. And then Ryan, he took and drew the pictures for us and stuff. So, and then we had everybody else had to help proofread it and make sure it was looking good and stuff. So, but Carrie, John, Ryan, and I'd say did the most for the thing for it, but everybody else with the stories and getting them, because Cyndi and I had to get Ruth cracking on her story and get hers organized, and because Ruth lost part of her story and Cyndi had to find it on her computer and stuff, and so it was definitely a team effort here and everything and stuff.
Well,
so
Chrissy gets the herding cats award.
Yes.
Of the year.
Yeah.
Herding cats, herding authors, like kind of, a simile there.
Have an award for that for anthologies. Pretty cat award this year. And I earned every bit of it too.
Yeah.
My whips, I needed like 3 of them.
Writing short stories was a really fun challenge. I had never really done that before, and it really helped stretch me as a writer, encapsulating kind of a beginning, middle, and end in kind of a shorter space. I'm curious, Jamie, have you got much into short stories yourself?
I wrote one for a competition on a whim, and I hated it. I hated it because I'm going like, I got to take this out. Because I'm not good at sitting down and going, I'm going to write a short story. I'm just going, I've got a story, I'm going to write it. Because I went, I got this cool idea for a novella, and it ended up being a novelette. I struggle.
So it kind of keeps growing. Is that the problem?
Yeah. Well, it either keeps growing, or the idea wasn't big enough to go bigger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like it depends on the story. Because anytime I think about, this would make a good short story,
Yeah, I think I feel the same way. I'm curious if other people have run into this.
Yeah. No, because I wrote a prequel to my last book, and it ended up being twice the size as the main book. And I thought it was going to be a novella, and I'm going like, well,
oh gee.
That's the great thing about this group too, is that everybody, we've all become fairly, I would say, decent, if not great editors on helping each other out with what we need to add or take out, and just give it that little tweak and stuff. So Ruth was worried about not having enough for her short story, and a number of us came together and gave her some suggestions, and she was able to write it out and get it in there and everything. She did a great job with hers and stuff. So but everybody did a great job with helping each other out. It was definitely a team effort.
Yeah, I definitely need that if I was going to do that sort of thing with short stories and stuff like that, because I just I am a bit of a rebel sometimes.
You'd fit right into our group.
I think one of the things that I liked is we didn't want anyone to be, if somebody wanted to be in it, we wanted to do our best to accommodate within reason, of course. I mean, when Ruth lost her manuscript, I had to go deep diving back, and I'm talking years. And then I found what was years ago, and then she remembered something from an email, so I had to go into email and find it, and she found 2 sections of it. But you just you try to lift other people up, and you try to work with other people, because working with an anthology, it's not about you, it's about us.
Hmm.
It's about working together and everybody coming together. Yeah, but there was frustrating moments, but it was all for the better, you wouldn't have that product, and such a beautiful product, without, heart and effort there.
Yeah. Well, it reminds me of the guy who wrote Mice and Men, like John Steinbeck or someone. He wrote that, and then his dog ate the manuscript, and he had to rewrite it from memory.
And the dog
How much better was it the second time?
We don't.
Or worse.
You don't know.
We don't know.
Imagine that.
And I hate when I just lose a little, like I forgot to say the last time I wrote, and I lose that.
Oh,
and have
it's
to
so
write it from memory,
frustrating.
let alone the whole book. That would be
that'd do my head. I mean, that happened to me when I was planning. I tried, because I'm more of a pantser. Like I'm becoming more of a plotter. My latest whip is a fantasy, so that's definitely becoming a plotter. But I'd plot it out, and then I'd start trying to write it, and then everything kept getting pushed back, and then I accidentally deleted the outline, and I was just like, oh well. I wasn't following it anyway.
Training wheels just came off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't plot. I know it doesn't. Mine is, if I plot it all out, I don't see any reason in writing a story now. I already know what it's about. So
I put
What'd you say?
You almost live the story as you write it.
Yeah.
No, I can't full plot, because my ideas come as I write. But I kind of put goalposts in, I guess, fence posts. Then I can shift them if I want to.
I know where I start and where I'm sort of trying to end.
Yeah.
And then I have to figure out how to get there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like going to somebody's house without MapQuest. They're not telling me all the time where to go. I just have to sort of go in that direction. Yeah. So I'll get there.
Use a compass.
That doesn't work in Australia. You hop on a road, and 4 hours later.
Oh my goodness.
Awesome.
So I'm curious. I'm sorry. Go on. No, I was just curious how long it took you, Jamie, since you were talking about your writing, how long it takes you to write a book.
Well, it depends if I'm working or not. My last book took 3 months. About 3 months. I'll be like, I only just found, I got made redundant in March, and it's taken me 8 months to find work. I got a job starting next year, which is good. So I've just been writing.
Wow.
So so this year I've written and published 3 books.
Wow.
One of them's only 12,000 words long, so it's technically, And
you're more drawn to like a series or individual stories?
No, well, I started with individual.
Okay.
I've got one series going. The one I'm working on now is kind of like a bit of a palate cleanser between my other series, which I've got 2 books in so far.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm working on like a standalone fantasy at the moment, which is about I'm at 32,000 words roughly. But yeah, I've got another series which people keep saying, giving me ideas for. I want to know about this. I want to know about that. I'm going like, can you slow down? I only had 3 books planned, but now I've got like 6 now. Stop giving me ideas. So that may grow even more. But yeah, I just didn't want to. I didn't want to start off with a series, because I've heard a lot of people don't jump onto a book until the series is finished or whatever.
I'd say that's true.
Not.
Yeah. We find that we go to book sales and get a lot of, if it's because I don't blame the reader. How many times does a reader say, "Oh, I'll latch onto the first book," and then the second or third never comes out, and it's like, okay, well, why get
Well, then you
involved?
have like anticipation for like,
Yeah.
oh, I can't wait for this next book to come out.
Yeah.
What if you're like 5 books in? Do you think that would count? Because it's going to take me a
Yeah.
long time to get to the end of my series.
Yeah, I think if you've got a substantial amount, it's just what I've heard that people, and I'm like, it kind of makes sense.
Mhm.
It's like how a lot of shows that I jump on now, I just wait till they're finished, and then I binge the whole thing.
Hmm.
That's sort of funny if you think about it, about how that sort of a societal shift, if you think
Mm.
about it. Because
Yeah.
I mean, they used to have Anne of Green Gables was in the newspaper that they
Yeah.
would read every week, and
Mhm.
people don't do that anymore.
No.
Yeah.
They just, like when I was younger, and you only could watch the television show that you wanted to watch at 8 o'clock on a
Yeah.
Wednesday night, and if you weren't home, darn, you missed it. You had to wait for
Yeah.
reruns in
Well,
the summer. So
I wonder too if
it's
they had
really
like
different.
a higher completion rate back then. Maybe there's more and more series or authors that like a series gets canceled on TV, and it's like, well, why would I invest in this if it doesn't have a proper ending? Where like back then, most things probably
I think
actually
they were
got
more
completed.
episodic back then,
Yeah.
not the
Yeah.
whole idea of the miniseries
Mm.
or a whole arc of a season. You wouldn't really see that. Just everything would be finished. Like 2,000 Leagues Under the Sea. They have an episode and the ship would almost be totally destroyed. The next episode you come on, everything's pristine again. It's like,
Yeah.
well, wait a minute,
Yeah.
aren't you? know?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
No, there's this old show I used to love called The Pretender. I just absolutely loved it. And then it got cancelled and it ended on literally a cliffhanger. Like it was like,
Mm,
like
yeah, I wonder if enough people were burned on that.
I'm still burned. A train blew up, and then you don't know who survived or lived. And it's like, okay, no more. Just like,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did that with a favorite show of mine.
just yeah.
What was that show?
It was the remake of Dallas,
Oh,
and they had one of the reasons why they stopped is because Larry Hagman, who was J.R. Ewing, died in actual, so he died from cancer. But they could have kept going on because they had Patrick Duffy in there as Bobby Ewing, and they had Cliff Barnes, and next thing you know, Cliff Barnes is being imprisoned in Mexico, and one of the sons, J.R. or John Ross Jr., he's being blown up at a gas station, I believe, and just like, wait a minute, what's going on here? That's how they ended it. It was like, okay, this is not how I wanted this to end.
Yeah.
So I think that's why people are a little gun shy with even novels, to say that, hey, you know what? I don't want this to be in a cliffhanger and never find out what's going to happen. I'm going to wake up in a cold sweat and it's nights on end. So no, I don't want to take that risk.
Yeah.
Probably the most famous one right now is the Game of Thrones series. And that's an interesting one too, because since that was made into a series, people are eventually like, yeah, we have the rights to this for the TV rights, so we're gonna write our own ending. And like it may not have gone anywhere with the actual intention of the story. So that's like another thing like authors need to be somewhat aware of. I don't know if any of us are ever going to get a series made of. I mean, maybe that's the dream, but if it is the dream, then how much is it going to be taken away from your original story?
Yeah.
As long as they write the check, I don't care.
Yeah, I think you care a little bit.
Yeah, you would.
A little
yeah, I
bit.
agree. You would care.
You don't pay me not to care.
I think it would depend on which story it is.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a little more protective, like Tolkien would have been of his.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
Rings of Power, anyone?
Rings of Power. Rings of.
Oh, what was it? The last thing I heard, they had orcs that were like had families, and
yeah, they were empathetic and just
like,
just trying to get by.
Yeah,
They're just trying to get by. They're just orcs trying to get by. What's the big deal? What's the big deal? Come on.
Oh, yeah. So, all right. Before we wrap things up, who wants to give the book? Well, I think Cyndi, because she actually has it there. Do you want to plug it? Tell us where we can buy it.
Well, I could tell you where we could buy it, but I think the honors go to Carrie or Chrissy. I'll hold it up though.
Mm.
Oh, you just threw it at them.
Yeah.
First and everything else. The book up. I'm Vanna White.
All right, Vanna.
Okay.
Go ahead,
Chrissy, Carrie, you guys want to give the plug?
Do a pitch.
Every other word, go.
Every other word. Just read the back cover.
You got this.
So it's available on Amazon and
It's available worldwide.
There you
It
go.
should be available worldwide, and it's Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Overdrive. It's digitally available. It's paperback. So, I think it's what $19.99 paperback and digital.
U.S. dollars, yeah.
Yeah, U.S. dollars. I think so.
Yeah.
But
350 some pages too.
If you really want a copy and you can't get it, you can contact Prickle Forest Books and they can get you a copy. So
Awesome.
But you have to pay for shipping.
Of course. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us, everyone. What we're going to do is we're going to go around the room again. Just tell our listeners and viewers where they can follow you, stay up to date with what you're doing. If you've got anything that you want to plug other than what you've already plugged, let them know. We'll start with Cyndi at the top.
Okay, you'll find me on Facebook, Instagram. I am also on Twitter. And don't look for me on TikTok because I haven't figured out the technology aspect of that one. But I definitely hang out on Facebook. And I do have a secret little reader group. If you look up Cyndi Brec's private reader group, you'll find me there. And that's on Facebook. But you'll definitely find me on Twitter and stuff. And www.cyndibrec.com is my website page. So just come check me out. Excellent.
John, where can we find you?
You can find me on my website, Newton Sci-Fi, no dash. It's NewtonSciFi.com. Also on YouTube as John Newton Sci-Fi. I think there's a theme going on there. I do very little bit on Facebook. I'm not very big on that, but you can find all my work on Amazon. And I do go wide on some of the other, on the short stories, but on Amazon is just the Healing Stone. And then I'd like to give and there's a book number 2 coming out next May. So the Healing Stone now in the series, second book, The Stone Inside, is coming out next May. But I also want to give a plug for this group. Not so much that people would join this group, but to say when you interviewed me a couple of months ago, I said the most important thing was finding group, and you can see how crazy and insane these people are. You probably don't want to get in this group because of that. But besides that, I think it depends. Every group has its own flavor, its own personality. Yeah. But if you can, as an author, we are generally our work is very solitary.
Yeah.
But beyond that, sales and everything like that is not. And finding a group that tells you, reads your stuff and looks at you and says, "That was stupid. Why'd you do that?" And also encourage them. Because
I get that a lot.
You do the greatest thing, and then they read it and say, "This is boring. Why did you write that?" But no, it's
but
good.
we try to say it in an encouraging way. Yeah.
Yes, an encouraging way to tell you're stupid. No, in a very encouraging way. And so it's a good thing. If you can find a group that's like this, that fits your personality, fits your style, and everything, go for it. It's I think it's very important.
Amazing. RW, where can we find and follow you?
Yeah, first I would like to second that sentiment. I do think that groups have been a tremendous asset in terms of the writing journey, and I definitely appreciate writers letting me know when it's just not ready yet. And I think I've only grown a lot for that. So I say anyone watching, go find a good group of people that love telling stories and can form a good community. I'm probably the least social media present right now because I've been focusing so much on finishing the novel. I do have a website, so you can find me there, R.W. Schultz. So that is a place to find me and kind of stay updated. I have an email on there, but I need to dive more into the different platforms, but I'll try to keep everyone updated once that darn book gets done.
Awesome. What about you, Carrie? Where can we find you and follow you, and anything you want to plug?
Okay, well, my middle grade series is the Harley Wigglestein series. So that's all available on Amazon and through Ingram, so it would be Barnes and Noble or anything like that. But you can find me on carriesoursbooks.com, or I'm on Facebook. I think it's about it. I'm really trying very hard to get a newsletter together, but hey, that just getting everything set to communicate with each other is not fun. So I'm in the process of trying to do that, and hopefully I'll have a newsletter soon.
Yeah, I've only just started one after 5 years.
I know. Well, yeah, I just Chrissy told me, I said something about, "Oh, this is a pain. I can't get this." She goes, "Yeah, I knew it would be, but I didn't want to tell you wouldn't do it." So.
Yeah, I just use Substack now. I got a couple of friends that do it because when you post it, emails them straight to everyone. So that's
I'm trying to go through MailerLite, so we'll see what happens. So.
Awesome. And last of all, Chrissy, do you want to plug yourself? Let us know where we can follow you.
You can find me at ChrissyHartman.com, and it's ChrissyHartmann.com. I'm on pretty much every social media platform out there under USA Writer 355. And I do have a newsletter. It's Prickle Force Chronicles that I would love to have people follow me. And then you can also check out everybody on Prickle Force Books under the Wayne Novelist Guild under the Holidays in the Heartland. That the book is on there, and everybody's on there too. So if you need to get a hold of them that way, if you can't remember anything, please remember that. So, but I have a new sweet, clean, contemporary Western Christmas holiday book that just came out, and it is on sale through Ingram. You have to use a special link for it, but it's called Merry Christmas Whiskey. And then I also put out a dog biscuit cookbook called The Grub Wrangler and Gruff. It's called the Dog Biscuit Almanac. So that's out there, and it's doing pretty good. So those are my latest things.
Real quickly, I forgot to say any of the books. I do my newest one. The newest one I have out is called Harley Wigglestein Hijacks the Holidays. So I just put that one out at the end of November, and hopefully going to have one out in February. New one. So
I should actually jump in and say I got the second book coming out too. I didn't even think about that, but I got The Theron's Legends Never Die coming out May 14th. John and I seem to line some of our stuff up at the same time. We launched our first books in the same month, and then we're launching our second books in our series in the same month. So it's not even like planning it either. But anyhow, it's kind of
why
cool,
you go on shows together. It works out, huh? Put your books out at the same time. Might as well go out and publicize them at the same time.
So yeah.
Thank you so much for having us, Jamie.
Yeah, no,
yes.
Thanks for coming.
This was
fun. You guys are welcome back any time. I should do the spiel. Thank you for listening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. thetrueandthefictional @gmail.com if you want to reach out. Follow us on the socials. All our links are down below. Check out our sponsors, Rebecca Castles and Martin Kearns. And go buy yourself a copy of Holidays in the Heartland. Until next time, keep supporting those indie authors, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from Stories Podcast.
EMU War Round 2.